How's it going, everybody? This is Xavier here. We're in the home stretch of getting our Xavier unlocked. We're about to go into the Xavier portion on here. Now, there's going to be the G19 Cosmic. We're going to do the Cosmic Villain, then the Cosmic Heroes with Lilandra. All that's going to be in this video. Let's get started. All right, so what we have here, a bunch of G19s. This is going to be the easy stuff. So let's look at the story. Share space amid the ruins of the Share Royal Palace. My love, are you? You forced me to do it, Lilandra. I believe that they were good and everyone, that even my most staunch enemies could be turned to my side. I abandoned that principle, but he deserved it. Charles, your voice. Wait, that wasn't me, or was it? Bum bum bum. What question, Professor? Where do you end and I begin? All right, so the team we're going to be using in here, let's go ahead and use the Cosmic Villain, just kind of get the feel for that. So we're going to be using Gladiator, Gore, Shadow King, Mephisto, and Thanos Endgame for the Cosmic Villain. So we're just going to kind of stick with that on this. Let's go in. All right, what are you? I'm anything I want to be, and I'm anything you want. I want you to be. There we go. Let's find out what this is together. All right, so let's go ahead, do the Empower Basic here. This is probably going to be a whole lot of auto, but we'll still kind of see how this goes. All right, let's go ahead and ult here with Gore. That definitely cleared the way. There goes Thanos Endgame. Let's go into Gladiator here and Special. There goes Gladiator. There was a Gladiator there. Remember that? Let's go ahead Special here. Get that exposed. Just kill some people. All right, let's go ahead and ult here with Mephisto. And this is the last guy. Then this node is done. As a punishment for unlocking Xavier, you have to do a Cataclysm. I made it to the highest difficulty, node 8, without Xavier. I'm stuck on the double Omega Red Phoenix Force. I'm like top 100 still, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, if he had the Illuminati tag, that would be awesome. It looks just like you, Professor. I think it's me in some way. One thing is certain, those were no mere psychic projections he commanded. Peering at them through the eye of the Augmato, they appeared almost like cracks in reality. Reality, of course, the Macran shards. So the Macran shards made a evil clone of Xavier, apparently. What a fool I was. I never unleashed my power like that before, and to do it in the presence of the Macran crystal. The being we face, I think, is my energy, my powers, my reflected through the crystal. Crystal capable of warping reality itself. Let's do the Empowered Basic here into you and Striker Shot. There you go. Let's Basic here. Those two are dead. There goes Phoenix. All right, let's ult here. That should kill the Dark Phoenix. Yep. There's Omega Red. There's another Omega Red. That should kill Captain Britain. No? You still live? All right, Special here. And that should clear these guys except for Black Cat. Now I just gotta take care of her. All right. Another node down. All right, next one. Looks like there's Gohori on this one. Please, you must stop. The cosmos is not your plaything. I can see every thought you've ever had, and through your power, the thoughts of others. I can see the fear and hate across this multiverse. Given the ability to shape the world as we see fit, why shouldn't I? Because we are not gods? True, we are not, but I am. That's not nice. Yeah, the reward's definitely slacking. I'm glad they put something as far as like once you complete the full thing, so you can actually take other characters up. Oh good, now there's two weird pink guys with ugly helmets. I was worried we'd run out. Rocket, would you pay attention? We have to stop these things before all the Shi'ar Empire is destroyed. Hey, I'm insulted you think I can make fun of stupid humans and blast people at the same time. Good old Rocket. Alright, let's go ahead and... I think it matters. Let's just go ahead and ult. It's basic here. There goes Gohori, the basic here. Now we got Dorn, but we got Mephisto, so those revives aren't going to do anything. Alright, that node is done. That was an easy one. All right, two more of the G19 ones. Charles, I think I can possibly contain the Spectre. I simply need to... You believe your brilliance grants you understanding, but it does not. I am beyond energy and understanding. That may be, but I'm familiar with power-mad entities, and my family has stopped them before. And see that in your mind, perhaps you'll gain new perspective by facing them again. Are you gonna, like, spoil it and say, hey, we can kill you just by Black Bolt opening his mouth? That'll be great. Richards, with the power of the Beyonder at my fingertips. They mentioned the Beyonder. I think that's the first time they mentioned the Beyonder in this game. I wonder if that's a hint. That's crazy. I should rid myself of you once and for all. Not sure before I prepare this world for the coming of my master. That's just great. Some of the biggest jerks we've ever fought, and they're playing the hits. I think they kind of hinted at Galactus before. I'm not positive with Surfer and his master. But Beyonder is definitely new. He should be coming as the final Battle World boss. Who is the master coming? That's most likely Galactus. Hint as far as that goes, but I think they mentioned him before when Surfer came in. The Beyonder's a totally new reference, though. Let's go ahead and special. All right, let's do this special here. There was one. Let's special here. It was all your buffs. Let's ult. That's going to kill all of you. Perfect. All right, Rumble. Was that the planet? It is just destabilizing the Shi'ar homeworld. Surely there must be a way to stop it. The McCran is the power incarnate. If it truly is merged with Charles' intellect and abilities, we cannot win. Okay, maybe we can't win, but we can get the hell out of here. Rocket Groot, clear the way. Howard, I'm calling the Starjammers. Make sure we're ready to go. Wog. This is not what we agreed to when I signed up for this gig. Well, to be fair, I don't think a lot of people wanted you in the Starjammers, so there's that. Alright, there goes one pre-taunt. There goes Blade. Let's just kill all 4 of you. That's special here. All right, 4 more to kill. 2 more to kill. And there's an ult. Let's go here and ult. Okay, we're out of orbit. Empress. Protecting the crystal was the responsibility of the Empire. I failed. I must think on this. They fled. Unforeseen, but useless. I'll reach them eventually. For now, I'm free to continue my work undisturbed. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Hey, we got Mephisto. Mephisto sighting. All right, those are done. Now we're going into the Cosmic Villain section, the team that we're just using on here. Early nodes don't look too bad already. Let's start this up. The Shi'ar homeworld in the presence of the being known as Dark Xavier. Sorry to rain on your parade, Charlie, but you're messing with cosmic force that I simply cannot allow. Mephisto, Lord of the Underworld, what scheme are you plotting? Why not take a peek in my mind and find out? Ah, fire, pain. Pain is new. Not for long, it's not. All right, let's move you right here, you there, throw you there. All right. I'm not sure if the Beyonder's coming. Dr. Doom mentioned it. That's really interesting, though. You're looking to take over the universe. Well, as me and my friends would tell you, get in line. All right, let's go ahead and ult here. Let's go into Captain Britain. All right, special here. All right, there goes Britain. Let's go towards Penny over here and ult. There goes Nimrod. And I'm just going to stick on that Penny. She's killed off. All right, let's special here. And just going to take this beating for a little bit. There we go. Let's ult here. All right, 2 more enemies, I believe. Nope. That counter is right, 4. All right, let's ult here. That should kill the North Stars. Or kill everybody. There we go. All right, next one, we've got some Starjammers, Black Knight, Weaver. More pawns for me to slay, ripped from some other dimension and made flesh, no doubt. Why are you wasting our time? Not wasting time, gathering data. Gather this, Terran scum. You tell him, Super Scroll. Let's basic here. He has 10 charges, oh my god. Let's just special here. Make sure you die, there we go. And another Black Knight spawns in. Got charges up. We need Gore to go. Let's ult here. That should take the charges off. All right, let's special here. That should hopefully kill Black Knight. Ping. Nope. Still survived. There we go. Gore got him. All right, let's go ahead and special here. All right, special. That should take those buffs off. Let's go ahead, basic here into Quicksilver, get him killed. All right, ult here, take those buffs. And just got to kill these two. Let's special. There we go. All right. I feel strange in your presence, devil. You tug at something within me. Well, well, sounds like you have a soul after all. If that is so, then Gladiator shall rip it from his body. Will you, though? Wham! I don't know if you can do that, Gladiator. I am myself again, reflection, and while I could not stop the Shadow King, I will stop you. Annihilators, attack. That's kind of cheating, putting two Kahoris on the same node like this. Not cool, man. Alright, let's basic here. Try to knock you down a bit. Alright, special there. Almost killed the Kahori. Ult here. Alright, there goes one Kahori. And let's just special here. Alright, special with Gladiator. Alright, there goes the other Kahori. 9 enemies left. Ult, take those buffs. Alright, let's ult here with Mephisto. So right now I'm wondering and kind of thinking, if I didn't have Mephisto, would Null be able to work in that 5th slot? Mephisto definitely brings a lot. And the team that I have here is fairly slow outside of Gore. Null would be quicker because we have Gore with. We're about to get another payout with Null. As a 5/5, I don't know if Null would be great on this so far. I think Mephisto definitely trumps it. Definitely need to think about this. I grow bored. You have lost my attention. Frontarian? I think that's what it's pronounced. Then allow me to recapture it. I think not. Be gone. Impressive trick. I should learn that one someday. How about this one? I'm going to take 1,000 shards of the Macran crystal and make them whole again. Possible removing me from the multiverse. How will you manage that? With fire. Hey, we got a dorm sighting. Alright, so we got 2 more nodes of the cosmic villain. Let's see how Mephisto does. Him being able to kind of like target down these Black Knights, them having those 10 charges, getting that safeguard on us, I think that's really important. I honestly worry how Null would be without Mephisto. All right, let's go ahead and special here. All right, special with Gladiator. All right, we got an ult. That just yanked everybody. See, stuff like that for Mephisto is like way too important, I think. All right, ult here. All right, one more node to go. All right, last node. Still G18 characters on here. Enough. With each passing moment, I grow stronger, my mind becomes sharper, and I will not have this new form taken from me by the likes of you. You believe you can arrive in a world, a newborn god, and defeat us? Mortal forces of chaos and darkness. I don't simply believe it, I'm about to do it. Do it! Let's just do a ult. That's basic here into Gambit. Those panda pools did some pretty good damage to us. All right, let's go ahead and special here. All right, there goes one panda. There goes Nightcrawler, Gambit. All right, here's an ult. Here goes Gambit. And let's go ahead and special here with Thanos. All right, let's go ahead and ult here. All right, ult here. That should clear a lot of them. And let's special here. All right, just the Sasquatch left. Cosmic Villain wasn't bad. I do worry about Null over Mephisto, because I know some people are looking at doing that. I suppose I should thank you for teaching me about pain and frustration. Make me feel somehow more whole. This is the beginning of a new level of understanding for me, one I'll use to rid the multiverse of beings like you. Ah, well, you've forgotten one thing about me. What's that? It's the greatest trick I ever pulled, stalling for time. Hey, we got Odin. Shade of Xavier, the Allfather would have words with thee. Alright, so we're moving on to Cosmic Hero now. Alright, so this one here, we have a Dorm, Morgan Le Fay, some Gladiators, which we have Lalandra for that. The sheer homeworld. Starjammers to anyone on the surface who can read us. We're hitting orbit and we brought back up. Aye, we shall either see glorious Valhalla or the bottom of a mead barrel this day. Preferably both. I was about to say, why not both? Are you sure of this plan, Lalandra? As sure as I can be, I have put my faith in you, Charles, and your allies. Then let's find this piece of myself and set the universe right together. Alright, so what we have here, we have Odin, I brought Kahori, and I have 3 Starjammers in here. By the time I was mostly done with a lot of the previous sections, I already had my bio and everything kind of planned out. Otherwise, I honestly would have brought Absolute A-Force, like Medusa here, Ms. Marvel Classic here. Just because even at this level, Starjammer still isn't great, and I get better use out of the Absolute A-Force. So, honestly, that's something I would honestly change about this lineup. Let's go in, though. We're going to make Howard a striker, I think, on this one. And we'll do Lalandra a striker. Everybody else is a raider. You've returned. Why? You can't stop me. It doesn't take a telepath to sense that you don't believe that. And why do you say that? Because you're too afraid to face me yourself. Oh. Alright, let's go ahead, go into Morgan here. Let's just take out the Morgan. And let's go ahead and special here into Ironheart. And ult here. Alright, so now I just have to deal with their hits back. Hey, Lalandra finally gets turned. Let's go ahead and ult. And we got another Dorm out there. You suck. Alright, let's just special get the battlefield effect up. And let's go ahead and special here. All right, let's go ahead and just take out that Thanos. Let's target here in special. Give the assist into the Spider Slayer. This is going to rebound. Let's just use this. Try to get the assist from Odin into that Gladiator. All right, ult here. All right, so now I just got the Gladiator to deal with. And basic. All right, so there's one node down. All right, next node. We're up, Weaver. Time for our part of the plan. I'm going to have to go at full speed. Hang on tight. What do you think all these arms are for? Go. Can we get a Weaver, like, rework? That would be amazing. Weaver was an awesome character. I can sense the places where the crystal shards are trapped in the Great Web. They're near. Once I possess it, I can transport its energy. Away from me, clever. It's almost a pity you'll be stopped before it works. Let's go into Ms. Marvel Hardlight and Ms. Marvel Hardlight. Let's go ahead and special here. And let's go ahead and ult here. Yep, we're getting close. This is the second node right now. Let's go into Gore. All right, Gore doing an ult on us. Let's go ahead and special, get the battlefield effect out there. And we're going to special here. All right, there goes one Gore. I've got 2 Omega Red Phoenix Forces out here. Let's go ahead and target one of them. All right, this is going to ult. And they all died, but Omega Red Phoenix Force. All right. And there he goes. Spiderweaver to the Starjammer. We found the crystal shards, but Xavier kept us at bay. We were overwhelmed and had to abandon the mission. This is the Starjammer. Get back to safety. Your job was only part of phase 1. We just have to hope Lilandra is doing okay with her part. They sent her in as like bait on Dark Xavier. All right, next up, Green Goblin Classic. We got Red Goblin, a couple Blades, Night Stalkers on this node. Wherever Dark Xavier is, I hope he's running out of bad guys to send our way. Show strength, Howard. If we can acquire enough shards of the crystal, we can possibly end this fight. Yeah, but we couldn't have gotten the raccoon to do it. Alright, let's go basic here. Basic on the other man thing. Let's target here in specials. There's a stun on one blade. Correction, there's one dead blade. Let's go into this blade here and ult. Call that assistant. Alright, let's ult here. That's going to kill Blade, Craven, Red Goblin. Pretty much everybody but Man Thing. Let's special here, get the battlefield effect out. Special. Well, that was super easy. There, the McCran shard. And thank you for finding it, my love. I swear it will be put to good use. No, Havoc. Charles, dark counterpart. He's claimed the shard. And once I've gathered enough, I will show you all what reality can truly be. All right, 3 more nodes to go. So we have a Silver Sable, 2 Gores. So we have Vigilante on this node, Annihilators, and Dorm. My consciousness expands with every piece of the shard I absorb. My awareness stretches across the cosmos, the sights, the sounds. Rumble. Hey, you hear that roar of thunder, Pretender? And the gods who sired it? Why, yes. You have upset the cosmic balance with your very being, Abomination. And as far as the Allfather of Asgard, Odin shall put things right through force. Alright, let's go ahead and I'm going to hit this Daredevil Modern. And let's go for Silver Sable. And let's go ahead and ult into Dorm, take his buffs. There Dorm goes. Let's ult into this gore. We get more of an AoE hit. Let's ult here. All right, there goes one gore. Let's special, get the battlefield effect out there. We're just gonna do the swipey swipes. All right, special here. All right, there goes Daredevil Modern. There goes one Gladiator. All right, Thanos Endgame's going to rain on us. All right, let's go here. Should have targeted Hitmonkey. That probably would have ended this. Special. All right, there we go. Old gods, your time is ending, but until it does, I have use for the Arg. Arg. All right, 2 more nodes. All right, we have Eternals, we have Medusas, there's Hori 2 big times, not terrible. Yeah, Xavier's definitely coming. Nova to the Starjammers, bad news, he's got control of the Asgardians. Okay, well, tell you what, why don't we just call this one a draw? Because we got one last card to play, one that, with the help of the Nova Force, might stop this. The Power Cosmic. Alright, basic here. Basic again. Let's just ult into you. Alright, let's ult here into Morgan. Hit this big clump. There's a bunch of ability blocks. Let's target you. You have a vulnerable. Get that striker shot into you. Or just Odin will pick you up. Alright, we did assist. Let's go ahead and special. Alright, let's special here. 7 enemies left. This is pretty much the last wave. 3 enemies left. 1 enemy left. And you're dead. Alright, your Charles Xavier is possessed of immense patience. And though I slowly become closer to him, you'll find this one way we differ. Arg. The surfer's down. It does not matter, Nova. Did you get it? The surfer kept him distracted. 1 shard of the McCran crystal coming your way. Well, that's good. They got a shard. All right. So last node, Starjammers definitely doesn't look required as far as those nodes goes. So yeah, I'll definitely try to come up with the updated video as far as characters I would try to swap out based on performances like Starjammers. I think Absolute A-Force is the better investment, but this is nice that they added this in here. Way this basically works for this boss node is you clear the waves, and every wave you clear takes 25% off of Dark Xavier. He draws near, beloved. Are you ready? In times of great adversary, when we faced with a challenge that could consume the multiverse, does it matter if I'm ready? I suppose not, but either way, I am by your side. Touching Enjoy the warmth of your love for the next few moments. Once I use the pieces of the Macran or with the crystals to rewrite the multiverse, all wrongs will be righted. Perhaps you two will find each other again, but also perhaps not. All right. I wish in the future I had their love. Yeah, I think all of us would. Hey, thank you for the follow. All right, do you know what I see when I look at you? Every dark impulse I've ever had, every time I've been tempted to tweak the minds of those who disagree with me. What is that you have? I see and I'm filled with pride that I have never, and I will never be like you. A shard of the crystal. No! You're born from an anger and hate and cosmic mistake. It's time to put it right. Alright, Dark Xavier cannot be damaged through normal means. When all of his allies are defeated, his energy falters and loses health. Defeat all of Dark Xavier's psychic manifestations to earn victory. So yeah, basically there's 4 waves. Every time you clear a wave, it takes 25% health off of them. So we just ignore him, try to take these characters out. Hey, just did it 450. So you got ranked 450. Sweet. So we did get the top 500. It looks like we're going to be getting that. All right, let's go ahead, special here, get that battlefield effect out there. And let's basic here. There was 25% health. And all right, let's go ahead, basic, get that battlefield effect out there again. Let's just ult. That's gonna be 50% health gun. Let's special here. Oof, Gohori getting ripped. All right, basic. Let's special. I'll save the ult for the next wave. All right, so got a basic here. All right, so there's an APOC. Let's basic. Please don't kill Gohori. All right, let's go into you. Please die. Striker shot. There we go. Ooh, that was close. All right, you thought you could defeat me with visions of past regrets? No. Those fears give me strength. You're too young to see that. You know, the world would be better if we remade it. I'm a teacher and teachers cannot dictate the future. Just guide it and hope for the better. Wherever it is I'm sending you, perhaps you can see that new world from there. No! Charles, my love, is he gone? He came from part of me I hoped to deny. I've accepted it as part of me back into my psyche. For the first time since the Shadow King, I feel whole. Good, now that you've returned, there's so much work to be done. All right, so there it is. Let's go ahead, take a look at the characters, see who we might want to try to swap out. Then I'll try to come up with a video for basically how to kind of plan for it better as far as what characters, because if we do end up going, say, Absolute A-Force over Starjammers, that's going to kind of dictate certain other changes in previous portions, I guess. Professor Xavier, recruit. Let's go ahead and unlock you. All right, so there is the unlock. Rank up. Let's go ahead and get those red stars. All right, so we got the 7 in time. And what rank were we? We are... Where are you at? There you are. We end up being 451, right behind Purple Brown. He got me. You got me. Dang. All right, so for any changes I would make, City, I feel comfortable as far as who I took there. Punisher being one gear piece cheaper than a Hitmonkey, I don't regret taking Punisher at all. He's fantastic. The Vigilante team turned into an amazing team on offense, pretty much in war and everything. I use them every war, and I just take out Mephisto comps with them. They're awesome. If we look at the global section and villain, I end up taking 4 pieces of Orcus with APOC. You can drop APOC, bring somebody else like Omega Red Phoenix Force. That's going to be 2 pieces cheaper. People's been doing that. Then you can maybe drop like a Nimrod or Lady Deathstrike, one of those 2. Bring somebody else in its place. I think that's perfectly fine as well. I know people were looking at Zombie Scarlet Witch. She's Bio Mystic, but her G20s are only Bio, so that's an option. And that would end up saving you so much tech pieces on this. The thing is, I didn't really need a lot of tech. So if we end up going into Global Hero, we have 1 tech here in Falcon Joaquin. We have a Bio, we have 2 skill, and we have a mutant right here. So that's a tech right here. Again, Captain Sam, people tried not to take him, but they kind of struggle with taking Captain Sam, where they don't have him, and then they kind of end up wanted to bring him anyways. I would stick to this. This was a great team, and I still kind of struggled on that Shadow King boss. It was kind of RNG on that first attempt on there. For the Cosmic section, and if we look at the villains, Mephisto did work. I don't know how this would end up going if I didn't have Mephisto and I had Null in his place, especially with the stars that we end up having. Shadow King was a boss. Shadow King was amazing on here. The Annihilators are just the Annihilators on here. I don't know how I would end up swapping this out. You can maybe not bring Gore and throw somebody else in his place. That would give you a Bio to use if you did want to go with the absolute A-Force on there. And for the hero, Starjammers were fine. It's just they're not what I want them to be in Cosmic Crucible. They're too much of a burst team. Lilandra goes way too late. I would have preferred to bring absolute A-Force on here to where it'd have Ms. Marvel Classic and Medusa in there, which if we did end up doing that, Ms. Marvel Classic we can see is a Bio character, and Medusa is Bio as well. So that's why I would probably drop Gore if I were to do that for the Cosmic Villain section and try to go that route. But it is what it is at this point. I'll try to see if there's like a better optimal way to manage the resources to try to get you guys there. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. This was a lot of fun as far as doing this journey for Xavier. I know it's going to be a while before a lot of people have them. I was 451. But let's go ahead, shoot him up, and we're going to end up taking him to that G20. Let's go all the way up to G20 now. And as far as his kit goes, I'm just going to do all of them. As far as the T4s, he's a Dark Dimension character. We're going to end up doing that. Let's go ahead and do that special. As far as ISOs, I'm going to go Striker. I could see reasons for Raider as well. I just like using the Striker. Basically, it is like a one-shot kill on there. And let's go ahead and do the ultimate. And there we go. And let's go ahead and do that passive. And let's get the ISO, see what his power ends up shooting up to with all this. ISOs. We really need that ISO slider. That would be fantastic. Let's go Striker on here. And let me look at chat while I'm doing this. Congrats. Hey, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. You're new to the game. How do you farm Xavier shards? So, the only way you can get them is by doing the epic campaign for Xavier. It's the farthest of endgame right now. Depending where you're at, you can do the first section where it's like G19 is required as opposed to the G20 on there. That will get you some of the shards that we can at least get some red stars on him. It's pretty open as far as that goes. After that, you're going to go into the city section and then global villain, hero, and just kind of progress through it. Don't take Hank, worst choice. So yeah, don't take Hank Pym. I'm only looking at newer characters as far as that goes. So anybody post Ares, they just have the better lifespan as far as that goes. But there we go. We got that overpowered Xavier. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you did, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have one for the rest of the day.